Have you ever wondered why certain people get so mad when you start to do better? See, when you start healing, growing, and stepping into the person that God has called you to be, it triggers something in them. Some people can't handle your elevation because it exposes their stagnation. They were comfortable when you were struggling. They were comfortable when you doubted yourself. They were comfortable when you were playing small. But the moment that you started walking in confidence and purpose, the energy shifted. And here's what you need to understand. The enemy will use this. He will send distractions. He will plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And more than that, he will send people, specific people into your life, not to bless you, but to break you, to make you question everything that God has already told you about yourself. And if you're not careful, you won't even realize what's happening until it's too late. Hey guys, my name is Sherry. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a prophetic mentor and narcissistic abuse recovery coach. And today we're going to jump straight into it because I believe I have a timely word from the Lord. This is a word for his children who are about to enter in one of the best seasons of their lives. This is a season of abundance, a season of restoration, and a season of blessing. See, some of you are about to be blessed by God in ways that you can't even imagine. But here's the thing. You're also about to face rejection from those who are very toxic. And if you're not prepared for that rejection, it's going to shake you. This is the season where we need to develop mental toughness. We need to develop spiritual strength because the moment you start leveling up, the moment God starts elevating your life, not everyone is going to celebrate you. Some of the very people that you love will be provoked just by your mere existence. Because once you start waking up to your God-given identity, the enemy will do everything in his power to stop you from walking in it. He will send people who pretend to support you, but secretly resent your growth. He will stir up unnecessary conflict trying to wear you down emotionally. He will use those closest to you to make you second guess yourself, hoping that you'll shrink back into the version that was easier to manipulate. But more than that, he will send a narcissist into your life. Someone designed to drain you, someone designed to confuse you, and someone designed to make you question who you are. Because if the enemy can keep you entangled with the wrong people, he can keep you from walking in your purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about 3 reasons why the enemy will use a narcissist to try to dim your light. So let's get into it. A narcissist's presence in your life is not random. The enemy sends them to keep you distracted. He knows that he can't take away God's calling on your life, but he can certainly place someone in your life to distract you from walking in it. See, narcissists thrive on creating chaos, confusion, and bringing you into an emotional uproar. And by doing this, they keep you drained mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. They will pick fights with you. They will gaslight you. They're going to do anything to keep you preoccupied with them so that you lose focus of your God-given assignment. See, the enemy knows that if he can get you entangled into someone else's drama, he can keep you distracted from your divine purpose. The Bible gives us such a great example of how the enemy sends people to distract you from your assignment. Do you remember the story of Nehemiah? Nehemiah was focused on his God-given assignment. This was to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. But not everybody was happy about it. Do you remember Sanballat and Tobiah? They were threatened by Nehemiah's progress. They didn't want him completing the work. They didn't want him to shine bright like a diamond, right? So what do? They kept trying to distract him. They kept trying to send messages, demanding meetings, and try to intimidate him, all in the effort to pull him from what God had called him to do. But Nehemiah didn't fall for that. He said, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. See, that's the same kind of energy we need to have when the enemy tries to pull us away from our purpose. Because trust me, when God calls you to something, distractions are going to show up in the form of people. These are people who suddenly need your help all the time. These are people who create unnecessary drama, people who drain your energy with their constant needs, constant chaos, and constant manipulation. Let's call it what it is. These are parasites. See, a parasite is an organism that lives off of another. It's feeding on its energy and its resources while giving nothing in return. Does this sound familiar? That's exactly how narcissists operate. They attach themselves to you. not to pour into you, but to drain you, to dim your light. These narcissists thrive off of your kindness. They thrive off your time and your energy, and they keep you so caught up in them that you don't have anything left for your purpose. That's why, like Nehemiah, we need to move with discernment and boundaries. We need to recognize when someone is leeching off of us. We need to know when to say no. We need to keep our focus on our God-given assignments and stand firm. We got to have a sword in one hand and a hammer in the other hand. This is what I mean. We need to build what God told us to build, but we're also ready to fight when distractions and attacks come our way. Because at the end of the day, our assignment is way too important to come down for some nonsense. Now, once the narcissist distracts you, his next move is to attack your identity. See, when you first met the narcissist, they were intrigued by you. You were charismatic, you were confident, you had a joyful spirit about you, and they were attracted to your light, but not in the way you might think. See, narcissists can sense those who walk in the light. They can sense those who carry the Spirit of God within them. And because they operate in darkness, they are naturally drawn to people like you, not to uplift you, but to drain you. Narcissists are leeches. They don't have their own power, so they latch on to people who do. They're parasitic. We said that. They feed off your energy. They feed off your strength. They feed off your goodness. And the more you shine bright like a diamond, the more they crave what you have. But here's the thing. They also resent you for it. See, at first, they admired you. At first, they loved being around you. But as time went on, they began to envy you. They envied your confidence, your peace, your ability to walk in your purpose. And because of that, they do everything that they can to make you doubt who you are. Why? Because the enemy knows that if you ever fully embrace your identity in Christ, you will be unstoppable. So the narcissist works overtime to undermine your confidence. They do this by twisting reality. They gaslight you. They mock your growth. They dismiss your faith. They even weaponize scripture to manipulate you into submission. Because once you know who you are, you're going to leave them. Once you step into your authority, they're going to lose their grip. And once you realize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, they can no longer control you. And that terrifies them. So they keep you in a state of doubt and confusion, and they make you question yourself over and over and over again. One of the best biblical examples of a narcissist who feared abandonment is King Saul and his relationship with David. See, at first, Saul loved having David around. David was anointed, he was powerful, and he was victorious in battle. He carried a light that Saul recognized. But as David's favor grew, so did Saul's jealousy. He went from admiring David to wanting to control him. Saul didn't want to let David go, but he also hated the fact that he couldn't dim his light. He tried to manipulate him. He tried to set him up, and he even offered his daughters in marriage just to keep him tied to him. And when David finally walked away, Saul kept trying to pull him back. One minute, he was trying to kill David. The next, he was acting all remorseful and begging for him to come back. This is classic narcissistic behavior. They love bomb, they devalue, they discard, and they hoover. And this is a cycle that never ends. But here's the thing. No matter how much Saul tried to keep David stuck, he couldn't stop what God had already set in motion. David was called to be king, and Saul's obsession with controlling him only led to his own downfall. All right, now that was a word for somebody. You don't belong in their kingdom. You belong in God's kingdom. Now, the enemy will send people into your life who fear losing you, but also resent who you are. They will try to keep you around, not because they love you, but because they need your light to survive. But just like David, you have to walk away. You have to step fully into what God has for you, no matter who gets mad about it. And now, the final strike, isolation. The narcissist isn't just here to distract you or make you doubt yourself. They're here to cut you off from those who care. See, one of the enemy's greatest tactics is isolation. And the narcissist will do everything in their power to cut you off from the people who truly love and support you. They're going to sow seeds of doubt. They're going to cause division. They're going to turn you against your family and friends. They're going to make you feel misunderstood. And they're even going to convince you that they're the only person that you can trust. Now, why do they do this? They do this because when you're alone, you're drained. you're mentally exhausted, and you're more vulnerable to manipulation. See, the enemy knows that iron sharpens iron. So if he can use a narcissist to separate you from your support system, he can keep you trapped in cycles of confusion and self-doubt. Now, in John chapter 9, verses 24 through 34, after Jesus healed the blind man, the Pharisees were so mad because the man was boldly declaring that Jesus was the Messiah. And instead of celebrating this miracle, these envious, narcissistic, controlling religious leaders used their power to isolate him. They excommunicated him from the synagogue and they cut him off from his faith family. Their goal was clear. It was to control the narrative and keep the truth from spreading. Now, here's the thing. When you're isolated, when you're alone, and when you're cut off from those who actually care about you, you become more vulnerable to doubt and manipulation. See, the enemy wants you to question your own spiritual experiences. He wants you to feel unworthy of the light that God has given you. They want you to be bound and quiet and easy to control. That's what narcissists want. They don't want you to walk in your light. They don't want you proclaiming the goodness of God. And it was in that very isolation that blind man's testimony grew even stronger. See, the Pharisees' attempts to silence him only amplified the truth, right? Now, that's a reminder for me and you. If you know for a fact that you're in a relationship with a God-honoring, loving friend, this is a God-fearing person, and somebody's trying to pull you away from that, recognize that as a tactic of control. See, the people God sends in your life are meant to empower you, not isolate you. They're meant to walk alongside you and help you shine even brighter. You're a diamond, so shine bright like a diamond. All right, guys, as we wrap up today, I want you to remember this, that the enemy is relentless in his efforts to dim your light. He will send narcissists into your life to distract you, to make you doubt who you truly are, and to isolate you from those who uplift you. See, these are tactics designed to extinguish your light. It's like blowing out a candle. He wants to keep you in darkness and away from the destiny that God has for you. But here's the truth. The devil knows who you are before you even know who you are. And he sees your light before you even know you have one. He's here to steal it away. Now, with this awareness, we can be more cautious about who we allow in our inner circle. We need to surround ourselves with people who are going to empower us, support us, and remind us of our purpose. You were born to shine bright, and nobody can take that away from you unless you let them. So stay aware, stay connected to the right people, and always guard your light. Thank you guys for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Keep shining bright like a diamond.